Viewers and subscribers, welcome back. If you're a new viewer here, be sure to click the subscribe button and also click the bell icon so that you'll be notified about videos uploaded from this channel. The topics that we'll be discussing today is soldier killed by his colleagues, say Dr. Jephthah Ford. Missing 5-year-old body was found. But before we go down into the topics in details, guys, I want to go over Instagram for all who not do it yet and go follow Chop City TV. That is CHOPCITY_TV. People, it's right there at a place where I put the pictures and the videos that I cannot put on YouTube. And also for the persons that wonder how them get in contact with me about them business inquiries, Instagram at the place. Any big ups, anything you want to see on want to talk about, just anything you want to get in direct contact with me at Instagram at the place. So just go on over there, go follow the movement. We are going to jump right down into the topics in details now. Popular medical practitioner Dr. Jephthah Ford is claiming that the bullet which killed 21-year-old Jamaica Defense Force Private Ranil King came from a weapon belonging to a JDF. King was a part of the Joint Police Military Team deployed to a location on September 24, 2020 in Milk River, Clarendon, on a nefarious operation where 2,900 pounds of marijuana and a boat were seized. It was reported that while conducting a search, the team came under fire from gunmen, and during the firefight, Private King was shot and injured. At that time, the JDF reported that the joint team provided first aid to King before he was airlifted to Maypen Hospital and subsequently to the University Hospital of the West Indies, where he succumbed to his injuries. However, Dr. Ford, who said he was asked by Private King family for assistance, is challenging some aspects of the JDF report. He said that after observing the postmortem, which conducted last Monday, he was satisfied that King was shot by a member of the JDF. He also said the postmortem found that the entry and exit wound on King's body was consistent with that of an M4 rifle. An M4 rifle is the rifle that is used by a JDF, he said. However, he admitted that he had never seen an M4 wound in the field or in any gun battle with Badman. I have never seen an M4 in hundreds of postmortems I have done involving gunshot wounds, but this was an M4. I am satisfied that he most likely was shot by a member of the JDF, Dr. Ford alleged. He said that the soldier died on September 25th and the autopsy was not done until after an appeal for intervention was made to Prime Minister Andrew Holness in his capacity as Minister of Defense. According to Dr. Ford, following a series of letters between Huey, himself and Holness, the hospital took a decision that only its doctor would be allowed in the postmortem room. Subsequently, the body was transferred to the House of Tranquility Funeral Home and a forensic postmortem was done under the auspice of the government. The family contacted me and said they would like to know if there are any circumstances they don't know about that I could look at it, identified the cause of his death so they can be properly satisfied. The family lawyer also wrote me, hence my interest, Dr. Ford said. Aimed his pronouncement, Dr. Ford said that he observed a number of irregularities on the body and in the form submitted by Huey during the postmortem. I proceeded to Tranquility last Monday morning and found to my distress that the notes from the Huey had not arrived. I sent the policeman to go and fetch it as we wanted to know what they did at the Huey. They sent us particles notes that I think were incomplete and adjust when they realized I was coming, he said. In proceeding with the postmortem, Dr. Ford said that the deceased man's face had decomposed and he only could be identified by his mother and sister based on characteristics of the body. Further, Dr. Ford said the findings indicate that apart from the strong likelihood of the bullet belonging to the JDF weapon, there was a negligence on the part of the JDF, as the soldier was not wearing an helmet and no one on the operation knew how to administer first aid to the wounded man. The findings firstly were that if the soldier was wearing an helmet, he would not have died. It entered the left at the top of his head, within the scoop of his head. If he was issued with an helmet and wearing an helmet, he would not have died. I have since then noted that the chief of staff and I get to understand the instruction have been given to the entire JDF that they should not go on operations without an helmet, Dr. Ford said. I also noticed that he died of copious blood loss, and I said it is impossible that they can send a team of soldiers in the field without even one person training in first aid, of such that they could stop a bleed. And this tell you the incompleteness on the part of the JDF. They need to rectify that immediately. He also claimed that the post-mortem suggested that there was no effort made at the UA to rescue King, and it seemed an assumption of the inevitable death was made because of the entry and exit of the head wound. The attending doctor and I scraped his arm. We literally rubbed off his arm to identify an IV trace that could prove they had attempted to rescue him and save his life. We did not see any, and I am writing the university hospital about that, which was neglect on their part. There was no puncture wound to show IV or blood infusion. Of all the extensive photographs we have, we did not see at any point where an attempt was made to rescue the soldier, Dr. Ford said. The medical practitioner said that he has written the Prime Minister, the Chief of Defense Staff, and the UA regarding his observation, and he expects inquiries into the death of Private King. He said the post-mortem was also observed by the Independent Commissioner of Investigations and a file sent to the Forensic Department, which he expects will demand the original docket from the UA to demand what took place. Describing the findings as heartrending, Ford said, based on conversation with Private King family, it was his dream to become a soldier, and his untimely death, compounded with what he has observed in the post-mortem, had saddened the immediate family members. It's a shame because this is the young boy who always wanted to become a soldier. If you look at his school years, he did everything to be a soldier. It is crying shame. This was somebody who was willing to serve, Ford said. Asking to respond to Ford claims, the JDF said the matter regarding Private King's death is currently being investigated by the JDF, the police, and the INDICOM. As a result, is not willing to comment at this time. Medical consultant and senior legal officer at the UA, Dr. Peter Ling, promised a response on the situation upon completing the internal investigation regarding to how events pertaining to Private King's unfolded. People, when you really sit down and listen to the story, something really and truly not add up, and it is not fair. If I saw it go for real, it is totally not fair. The body of missing 5-year-old O'Shane Banton has been found at a dump house in Lion Hill Town, Clarendon. Little O'Shane went missing on Friday upon late Saturday evening. The Clarendon police are still processing the scene. Then what could have really caused this? 5-year-old? No, man.